TxStampin, Sharon. On today's video, we're gonna take a trip down memory lane. We're gonna be doing some retroform, and I love this technique. I hope that it's something new for you, or it brings back some memories that you have tried it in the past. If you currently do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. You can find out how to contact me, my store, how to sign up for my newsletter, all of that below the video. Let's do some stamping. On August the 3rd, two exciting things are happening. The Holiday Mini Catalog launches, and so does another celebration. Celebration is when you, for every $50 you choose, you get to pick something from this little brochure. I can't show you what's inside until August 3rd, but you're gonna love it because some of the things in here coordinate with things in here or in the annual catalog. Love it. And so this is for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas. You are going to flip when you see this catalog. If you live in the United States, you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like one of these catalogs, including the annual catalog, you can go below the video and request a free catalog to be mailed to you and just complete that form. In August, I will have celebrated 24 years as being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So exciting. One of the first techniques that I learned back in the old days was retroform. It's so easy, and Enjoy the Moment stamp set is a really good one for this fun technique. So I've got some other cards to share with y'all that I changed up and made different colors. So you can do it in monochromatic, or you can do it the way that I did my other samples. So let me just show you some easy things to get started. So I have two pieces of very vanilla that are 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I have a piece of early espresso that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm just going to start off with this is just a piece of cardstock, and it's actually the backing from the Designer Series paper. I just cut it so that I could use it for this technique. And I'm going to take my sponge dauber. These come uninked, and then I just kind of keep it to the color family. So like I would use this one on either one of these. This is early espresso, this is soft suede. I'm just gonna use my soft suede, and I'm just gonna come in with a very thin line, as thin as you can get it. I don't know if there's any rules to retroform. Like I said, this is something that I did, one of the first techniques I learned when I first started as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, that looks so hard. And it was actually at one of my team meetings that the girl demonstrated. I was like, okay, that's not hard. So that was fun to be pleasantly surprised back then. You know, it's just using stamps, ink, and paper, and everybody has that. So anybody can do this technique. You do want to hold both pieces of paper to make sure that it doesn't move on you. So now we're going to come, oh, that's a really big chunk. You want to keep your areas as small as you can. I mean, I do have some big stamps, but that's a little too big. And I'm just going to come this way. Do I have to go all the way across? I don't know. What are the rules to retroform? Maybe, but it's my card, so I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So I'm going to use Early Espresso for my stamping. And before I start stamping any of my images, I want to take my sentiment and see where will this fit. I like it there. A little too small there. A little too small there. So you just kind of have to decide where do you want it. That's kind of interesting. Let's do it there. Friendship is found in the simple things. Okay, the other tools you need are some Post-it notes. We're going to mask off our lines. And I'm just staying right on the line. I'm gonna get, well, let's get this stamp. This is the hardest part. Which stamps to use? And you really want to push hard so that where that stamp is hitting the Post-it note, well, see, I thought it was, but it wasn't. But if it was, you just want to make sure to try to stamp as best you can. I love this, using this stamp set, Enjoy the Moment, because all of these random plants, I was like, I don't know what to do with it. So this technique was perfect to use with this stamp set. You could use butterflies, you could use Christmas images, anything you want. So as you can see, I'm alternating my images so that no two are butted up together. Remember this tiny one that I have over here? I know exactly. So see, something to use those little pods. That's why I say this is such a great one for the stamp set. Okay, so now I'm looking, and I've pretty much used all my images except for this one. So we're going to use that one. And I don't like that little blank space. I'm going to use my little pods, my little seeds, whatever those are. Okay, so now we need to do this one. We have this tiny little area, and I don't want to do pods again, so we're going to do something else. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up this stamp. I'm going to put that there. So the fun is just in deciding what you want to use. Oh, we have 5 sides to this one. So I've kind of forgotten to go peek. Have I used this one lately? All done. Now, I want to add some sponging around the edges. But to use the sponge dauber would take a long time. So I'm going to switch to a sponge. I'm just holding my fingers underneath it to keep it sturdy. Great fun technique. And I have one more thing to share with y'all on this card before we put it together. So I'm bringing out my 2 samples. Notice how this one is brighter and then this one's softer. So I took my sponge and I added more color to soften it. Can you see the difference? So we're going to do that to this card. I'm going to take my soft suede and I'm just going to lightly start adding color. Just didn't want too much. Just want to soften that. It's still going to stand out. Now we're going to take our other piece of Very Vanilla and we're going to do some stamping. Yeah. On the inside. So the card could go that way or this way. It is, you can still see the sentiment. So now I have to decide, do I want it that way? I think I do because it just flows better. So now that I've done that, I stamped my image the wrong way. So we're just easy fix. No problem. There's no mistakes in making cards. It's just a chance to be creative. Okay, so now we're going to put this on the inside. And that flows better. All right, let me show you my other versions done in color. Okay. So this one I actually used basic white. And I really colored a lot to get the difference. Where's my other one? So as you can see, now I have four totally different looking cards, but I used the same technique. So I hope that this inspires you. It sure took me back down memory lane. You know, next month, 24 years as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I have a great thing planned to celebrate those 24 years. So I hope that y'all will enjoy that. In the meantime, happy stamping, y'all.